It's match day 4 of ACL 2 and a vital night in the southern suburbs of Sydney as Sydney FC host Sanfrecce Hiroshima from Jubilee Stadium. It's been a showery day in Sydney, but conditions on the most part are excellent for football. 23 degrees at kickoff and perhaps a little bit of light rain around during tonight's match. It is first against second in the group, and the chance to win this group is absolutely up for grabs here tonight. We are expecting a heavily rotated team for Sanfrecce Hiroshima. Coach Mikel Skibber showing his hand at the selection table and also declaring in his pre-match comments that two vital J-League fixtures either side of this meeting tonight are certainly dictating how he'll name the lineup. Let's look at the main stand here at Jubilee Oval. It was Sydney FC's home ground for a couple of seasons while they were waiting for their current home, the new Sydney Football Stadium, to be built. And that's the setting. The pitch looks fairly lush. Both teams happy during their warm-ups. They've both gone back into the tunnel now, not far away from emerging and taking on this contest. Sanfrecce Hiroshima won the first meeting between these two teams, as we see Sydney FC in the tunnel now. Socceroo goalkeeper Andrew Redmayne speaking to another fellow former Socceroo in Ryan Grant, who is wearing the captain's armband tonight. And with the honour of wearing that captain's armband for Sanfrecce Hiroshima is one of their super veterans, Toshihiro Aoyama, 38 years young. He's only made the 2 appearances in the J-League this season for 2 minutes, but tonight, perhaps he'll be playing a full 90. Fans starting to fill up the stands here at Jubilee Stadium as well. Hoping to see Sydney FC move level with Sanfrecce on points. They come into tonight with 6. Sanfrecce Hiroshima with a perfect 3-win from 3 record on 9. And that will be put to a severe test today. Sydney FC with a, relatively speaking, full-strength team, other than their players physically unable to play, including, unfortunately for the fans, no Douglas Costa tonight and no Joe Lolly, both of whom had already been ruled out due to injury prior to tonight. Very vocal Sanfrecce Hiroshima supporting crew. They'll be in the corner at the right of your screens when the game kicks off. Bit of discussion between a couple of Sydney FC's young centre-backs, Alexander Popovic and Hayden Matthews. That's what it's all about. Champions League 2, first season under this name, this competition, which gives many of Asian football's aspiring teams the chance to mix it with powerhouses from the top leagues on the continent. Sydney FC have a very undesirable record against opponents from Japan. 15 meetings, no wins, 5 draws, 10 losses. Will it be 16th time that they are able to break through and defeat an opponent from the J-League? Sanfrecce Hiroshima with a considerably better record when they play clubs from Australia. 6 wins and just the 3 defeats. That includes the 2-1 win when these sides last met on match day 3 of the group stage. Goals from Higashi and Soteriou, able to deliver a 2-1 win. Higashi and Soteriou both on the substitutes bench tonight. We won't be seeing them in the starting lineup. They may yet come on to play a part depending on how the game goes. A couple of Brazilian players there, Leo Sena and Douglas Vieira, exchanging words and handshakes in the tunnel pre-game. But that friendliness is about to become combativeness as the AFC anthem starts. It means the players are not far away. And so here come the two teams. It is Sydney FC hosting Sanfrecce Hiroshima on match day 4 of ACL 2. The visiting team, top of Eastern Group E. Sydney FC second in the group, hoping to draw level on points. Their fans hoping to see a first ever win in club football against a Japanese opponent. And both teams will line up to observe the remainder of the AFC anthem. And so with the various anthems observed, handshakes will take place. As you can see, there's a very healthy travelling contingent of Japanese media that have travelled to Australia to watch Sanfrecce here. They currently sit second in the J-League, and having slipped up at the weekend, this fixture comes at a vital time of their race with Vissel Kobe to be crowned champions of the J-League at match day 35. That competition is right at the business end. For those of you not totally familiar, Sydney FC are just 3 games into their own season, and here is their lineup tonight. They make one change from the team that defeated Brisbane Roar 7 days ago. That is Adrian Segicic into the starters, and he pushes Joel King to the bench, the number 16. You can see there among the substitutes, a very young Sydney FC substitutes bench. Our match officials are all from Bahrain. Ibrahim Hassan Mahfoud has the whistle. He most recently refereed an Australian team in the Under-20 Asian Cup, the Young Socceroos. He's also refereed Yokohama F. Marinos of Japanese teams, and Sydney FC once their April 2022 match against Hongan GLI. He had the whistle there for what was a 1-1 draw for Sydney FC. Now the Sanfrecce Hiroshima lineup, which is rotated in the extreme. Hiroya Matsumoto, Ayayama, Douglas Vieira, Marcos Jr., Mitsuda, Chichi, and Kashiwa all into the starting 11. Arai, Taishi Matsumoto, and Nakano on the bench, and a number of players out of the matchday squad, including their talisman, Tolgay Arslan. He won't be featuring tonight. And so it is a very different looking Sanfrecce Hiroshima team. That's the situation in the group. Just a reminder that Sanfrecce won 2-1 against Sydney FC in the last meeting, so head-to-head could be all important depending on the scoreline tonight if Sydney FC do get a win. Mikhail Skiba, the Sanfrecce coach, openly saying he would be happy to leave with a draw tonight. And will that dictate the way Sanfrecce line up and how they approach the game? Patrick Klimala, the Polish striker, is in fantastic form in the Australian A-League. He has 2 goals in 3 games at his new club. And Leo Senna has been capturing the imagination along with Anas Wahim, a couple of other new signings and new faces. So it is Sanfrecce Hiroshima in the white to kick off, attacking the left of your screens in this first half. Match day 4 of ACL 2 about to get underway. Kickoff at Jubilee Stadium, Sydney FC hosting Sanfrecce Hiroshima in a vital game, potentially to decide who will top the group in Eastern Group E of ACL 2. Immediately, Sydney FC retaining possession from kickoff, having been gifted the ball by Sanfrecce's first foray forward. And a bit of wrestling going on immediately, and the referee from Bahrain has seen fit to whistle for the first foul as Klimala was wrestled to the ground. There is Ufuk Talay, long-time footballer himself before taking the job at Sydney FC. Prior to that, the Wellington Phoenix. Very experienced in the Turkish league as well as a player. Possession consolidated at centre-back Ayama, 38 years old, had only played 2 minutes in the J-League through 35 match days prior to tonight. How fresh will he be for a contest against a fairly youthful and energetic Sydney FC side? Sanfrecce happy to get a feel for the ball and the pitch as they go backwards here. Matsumoto at the centre of defence alongside Shiotani. And now Sydney FC's turn to commit a foul. Alexander Popovic getting into the back of his marker. There's Mikael Skibber, the German coach of Sanfrecce Hiroshima. In the role since 2022. He's vastly experienced in management, including the Greek national team. Some of the powers of German football, like Bayer Leverkusen, Dortmund and Eintracht Frankfurt. Sanfrecce attacking from the left, a bending cross from Shichi, and it almost beat all in the penalty area. Anas Wahim having to stay attentive as Usuke Chajima tried to win the ball. It's going to be a great soundtrack tonight. Both the Sydney FC and Sanfrecce fans at opposite ends of the stadium, singing and plenty of colour and noise. Here's Makoko Mitsuta. The cross into the box is blocked away. Saris emerges with the ball. Pass is intercepted, and now Takaki Shichi can't beat the centre-backs with his aerial pass. Ayama winning the ball back with energy in midfield, and here he is, the 38-year-old. Goes to the ground, and the referee, with a little delay, does blow the whistle and give a long-range free kick here to Sanfrecce. Wahim, the man who reached in, and though he pointed to the ball, he couldn't convince the referee. So this is Makoto Mitsuta, who is ready to take the set piece. One of the few first-team regulars in the starting 11 tonight, Mitsuta. Not his finest free kick, though, as it's emphatically cleared away by Leo Senna. The way back to Keisuke Osako. Exciting week for him. Called up to the Japanese national team yesterday. Ball popped over the top. An opportunity for Douglas Vieira to just stretch his legs. Not able to really worry the Sydney FC defence on that occasion. Redmayne with an incisive pass to Adrian Segicic, and he is fouled. Sydney FC will move out of their defensive half. Segicic getting the opportunity to start tonight, having come off the bench in the Australian A-League last Friday night and laid off the assist for Sydney FC's match-winning goal. Ball popped over the top by Kashiwa. Chance for a handball against Douglas Vieira, not heeded by the officials. Hayden Matthews sweeps in to take possession. Ryan Grant under pressure. Grant around the corner. Segicic, no time and space. Now Sanfrecce. Douglas Vieira nudged out of possession, this time by Popovic, and he wins a throw. It's right on the margin of shoulder and chest, and the assistant referee on the opposite side of the pitch, perhaps understandable that wasn't a call. Popovic's long ball. Headed down by Shiotani. Mitsuda. Great underlapping run. Sanfrecce in behind. And the shot's on. Great save by Redmayne. Marcos Jr. denied. Scuffed his attempt. Didn't quite get the power he was hoping for. See, it was a brilliant underlapping run that allowed Sanfrecce to find a loose man in the penalty area. But Redmayne, 35 years old, was able to make his ground and dive down to the ball. Marcos Jr., just the 2 goals in 12 appearances this season, has been a sparingly used backup for Sanfrecce Hiroshima, and that could have been a vital goal just to lift the confidence and perhaps remind the coach that he could still have a cameo role to play at the back end of the J-League season. Here he is in possession, but blocked away immediately. And now commits a foul coming back in the other direction. Segicic here protected the ball and perhaps knew that contact was coming as soon as he ran across the backtracking striker. Max Burgess, the look-away pass was clever. Segicic shoved again, and he is becoming a magnet for the attention of defenders. This time it's Yoshichi who bowls him over. Couple of fouls in barely 30 seconds for Adrian Segicic. Segicic once more wants to find his preferred left foot, and a tempting ball which went beyond the run of Jordan Courtney Perkins, the fullback bombing forward. That may leave a potential gap here for Osako to exploit with his distribution, but not to be as it slides away. Let's another look at Segicic. There's a reason the defenders have worn him so closely. They know his talent and his creativity. That pass just beyond the run, but it's still got a thumbs up. Trying to make headway on the right side, but the throw-in came to naught, and Sydney FC will look to go quickly. Lamala. Segicic now. Not quite shooting range for him just yet, so he defers sideways. Wahim, clever ball. On a slick surface. It's been a rainy day in the afternoon in Sydney. Expect the pitch to play very quickly when a team wants to, and that's exactly what happened here. Interesting that we've now had 2 attacks in a row where it's Sydney FC's left and right back, Courtney Perkins and then Ryan Grant, who have been the target of a through ball. Bold target man work there from Marcos Jr. to win the header initially. Possession will go Sanfrecce's way. Douglas Vieira dispossessed immediately and concedes the throw. Courtney Perkins wins it back for Sydney. Just slid below the touch of Segicic. And it's a very firmly hit back pass by Kashua. His goalkeeper more than capable of trapping and redistributing the ball. Perkins is right on the case. Shijima over on the outer side. So 10 minutes gone, no score as yet, but both teams showing real attacking intent in this game. Sanfrecce may have had a rotated team, but have had by far the best chance of the game so far. Tale not happy with a clash of legs. Marcos Jr. dispossessed, and that is a crunching challenge. Referee sees nothing untoward. There's the throw-in instead, and it was Leo Sena getting wiped out here. Tackle from behind coming in by the youngster Gitaro Nakajima. Just 18 years old. He's gone through the back of Sydney FC's Brazilian there. Caceres. Leo Sena back on his feet. Popovic. Sanfrecce really hunting the ball in their press. Another well-timed slight challenge comes in. Wahim spilling possession Sydney FC's way, and he gets his chance on the ball. Wahim. Segicic. Shut down immediately. Matsumoto came through. Leo Sena. And Max Burgess. Sydney FC defenders well inside the attacking half. A very compressed game at the moment. Caceres looking for the right pass. Brandt is up for the header. And it will fall at the edge of the box. A very ambitious volley. And Aswahim looking to bend the ball back towards the target, but skied it instead. Douglas Vieira able to win the free kick right on halfway. Another physical aerial duel. Grant to Burgess, who's trying to avoid the referee as he takes possession. Leo Sena. Caceres. Caceres now moving towards the defence. Waiting for the right pass, though. Didn't like his options. Takes possession once again. Has another look. Acceleration from Leo Sena. Nearly spilled the ball. Burgess from the left side. Segicic. First time cross behind for a Sydney FC corner. It's a very left-footed player, Adrian Segicic, but really knows how to use it. As we see here again how he made the run to win this corner kick. Just 20 years of age. And it's a first corner kick of the night for Sydney FC to be taken by Max Burgess. Just having a conversation here with Anas Wahim about what the plan is. Corner taken short. Burgess. Caceres. Brandt rises to the header. Courtney Perkins was looming. Popovic up. Brandt saved away. Sharp from Osako to deny Sydney FC the opening goal. Well, close range, good reflexes and movement. It was Ryan Grant on his left foot, foiled by a very good stop. Keisuke Osako showing the form which has earned him a call-up for Japan's November World Cup qualifying window. Dangerous pass at the edge of the box. Segicic sensed the chance to hunt the ball. The aid of a deflection will get Sanfrecce up to the halfway line. Skipper not looking too flustered by his team's defensive actions the last minute or so, and the fans are far from perturbed. Another loose touch here. This time Shiotani just showed a lot of the ball to Anaswahim. Redmayne. The press all the way up to the penalty area. Sydney FC trying to play through it here. Battle for possession. Spills into the midfield. And a foot on the ball now for Shichi. Shifumi Kashiwa in possession. Plays it back to the youngster Nakajima. Popped over the top. Douglas Vieira often chasing. Down towards the corner though, as he takes possession. Very cleverly wheels away, and it's such a smooth back-heeled step to open up a little bit of space from Mitsuma. However, it does eventually come unstuck. That was a nice little touch of class. Here's Burgess looking to launch a counter-attack, but Klimala stuck in a 1-on-2. Shichi down the left line. Marcos Jr. not able to outfox Hayden Matthews. Douglas Vieira ran under the ball and allows Sydney FC to retake possession. Leo Sena able to wheel away into midfield. One challenge after another, he rides them all and distributes to Ryan Grant. Redmayne goes direct, long ball, hoping that Klimala can make something of it. Very closely worn by Matsumoto. Wahim. Segicic unmarked! And the groans of the crowd tell the story. Adrian Segicic aiming for the bottom left corner. Fires wide. What a great opportunity for the 20-year-old. As we see the pass from Wahim. Found Segicic with space to turn. And this will show us that he just got it ever so slightly wrong. And he knows what a good opportunity that was to put Sydney FC into the lead. A couple of chances though now for Sydney FC. The close range shot from Grant, and now the attempt wide from Segicic as we near the 20-minute mark. It appears as though the home side has started to just take over the contest. But there is still a pretty good balance in the game. Grant's enthusiasm nearly feeding the ball through to Klimala. A very curious back pass here. It's asking a lot of Osako, and he's able to take preventative measures. Really an odd back pass. You very rarely see a goalkeeper put under that sort of pressure. It might work out. Douglas Vieira popping it over the top, and here comes the run of Mitsuta. If he can bring the ball under his control, he can't. Just wouldn't sit up and behave for him. Caceres and now Burgess, and Sydney could be away. Slid underneath. Wahim. Leo Sena played it into the back of his own teammate. Now Courtney Perkins showing his strength. Burgess. Grant. No real width for Sydney FC. He's the right back, and there was no one bombing forward outside of him, so everything slows down for a moment. Sydney happy to keep the ball in close quarters. Here's Popovic. Tucks it inside for Wahim. And now Burgess, the edge of the penalty area. Segicic, crafty. Pile up of bodies at the edge of the box and eventually cleared away. Caceres over the top for Klimala, offside. Flag goes up on either team for the first time in this game. It's the Polish striker who got trapped. If we take another look, it's a great call by the referee with the naked eye. Assistant referee Mohammed Jafar Salman. It's entirely a Bahraini officiating crew tonight. Perkins wins a wrestle, and with Sydney FC not getting a clear run on, the referee is going to bring them back here and insist that play restart from the offside decision. A couple of Sydney FC players none the wiser that the ball had to come back and couldn't restart. Advanced up the pitch. Now it is back live again at the feet of Jordan Courtney-Perkins. Burgess not on the same wavelength as his teammate there. Possession coughed up though by Mitsuda. Matthews. Grant. Errant pass, this time from Leosena, and it could be exploited to full effect. Kashua breaks down the left. And he can't find a teammate with the cross. Matthews recovered in time. Sanfrecce had not done a great deal of attacking in the last 5 minutes, but all it took was one misplaced pass. And it was Yoshifumi Kashua who was away, not able to bring his teammates back into the game. They do get their first corner of the night, though. Looming presence of Douglas Vieira, the obvious target to aim for at a set piece. Right now he's planted himself next to the penalty spot. First corner of the night for Sanfrecce. And an up and under header, straight back out for another corner kick from Adrian Segicic. Mitsuda taking the corner. 2 Japan caps for Mitsuda. 3 goals this season in the J-League. Referee just instructing players not to push and shove too much, lays down the law, and now the corner kick will come in. Mitsuda's corner, and a uncontested header for Courtney-Perkins. Brian Grant happy to boot it away. Caceres makes ground and tries to keep play moving to Wahim. He doubles back. Sees Segicic on the run. He's not quite able to pick him out. A contest against the byline, but Shichi did enough to protect the ball and see it out for a goal kick. Here's another look. Segicic was reaching in. Might have a case there. He may well have a case, but the moment has passed. Douglas Vieira up for the header, and he was shoved as he went up for the ball. 36 years old, the Brazilian centre forward, but he's lost none of his leaping ability. Up against a much younger combination of centre backs tonight. Popovic and Matthews. Here he is again, this time sandwiched between his two markers. Segicic, Burgess, Max Burgess breaking through midfield. Klimala assesses the penalty area, slides it low. A chance for Wahim. He's shut down immediately. Anas Wahim was trying to turn, but had defenders right there with him. Grant. Pass, Nakajima coughing up the ball. Segicic buzzing around. Can't find a teammate though. That will relieve the pressure on Sanfrecce. Here's another look at the counter-attack. It was just out in front of Klimala, not quite to his advantage, but still was able to find Anas Wahim in the penalty area, and then as he turned, it was the backtracking Nakajima who picked his pocket. Popovic's header. And Leo Sena knocked over by Nakajima. Another look at how he trapped the ball initially, only then to be fouled by the 18-year-old. Nakajima scored against Eastern in the group stage. He hasn't got a J-League goal to his name, but he has scored in this tournament, the ACL 2. Burgess able to lose two defenders. A cynical grab of the shirt, and it will be the first yellow card of the game. Toshihiro Aoyama, the captain, goes into the referee's book after Max Burgess gave him and Shichi the slip, and only that desperate grab at the jersey was able to stop him from completely escaping away. Burgess perhaps right to be frustrated. Aoyama, as I mentioned, he's only played 2 minutes in the J-League through a 35-game season to date. So perhaps a little rusty, the 38-year-old veteran. Now he'll have to watch his step on a yellow card. Sydney FC set piece close to the penalty area. Max Burgess and Anas Wahim are brainstorming the set play. Who will be the target of their delivery? Players congregated at the far post. It's Burgess. He attached the near post, diving header, sees the ball away. Popovic. And now the ball coming back in the other direction. Oh, just an ambitious shot from distance from Mitsuda there. Decided to load up as had no real support going forward with him. Didn't catch the ball anywhere near the power he needed. Redmayne goes for distance. Klimala chasing, and chasing a lost cause on that occasion. Really high clearance. Douglas Vieira leaning into the header, but he's the one that's given away the foul on this occasion. Popovich with the restart. Courtney Perkins was his target. Now the follow-up. Leocena to Ryan Grant. And well defended by Shichi to knock the ball away. Neither coach is happy. Mikhail Skibber definitely thought it was his team's throw. You can see from his facial expressions, but it's not the face of a happy manager in Ufuk Talay either. Takaki Shichi to take the throw in here. Crossfield pass was risky. Wahim went sliding after the ball, couldn't take possession. And now Mitsuda is offside. Tight call. Sydney FC dugout certainly thought the flag should go up, and the assistant referee obliged. Makoto Mitsuda, who's tested this Sydney defensive line on a couple of occasions. This time, well, it's a razor-thin call, but he's straight offside. Referee in the best place to make that decision. Grant. Well, a hint of handball about how he won possession there, but play continues. Put Leocena under a bit of pressure, but the Brazilian is able to wiggle free. Finds Caceres. The burst of speed. Ball cleared from the last line of defence. Sydney FC press working effectively. No time wasted on the throw-in. Grant. Burgess. Leocena spinning, trying to weave through midfield. Didn't see too many openings for him. Matthews. Ed Matthews tries to find Segicic. Segicic with the cut across. And he's closed down by Takaki Shichi. Leaning into the header was Caceres. Marcos Jr. slowing things down as Hiroshima comes over to waste a little bit more time, and now Shichi will take the throw. Douglas Vieira. Blind turn, boot and hope. It may yet work out here, the bouncing ball. Chojima trying to get forward in attack. We haven't seen him venture forward too often here. And this time it comes unstuck. Leocena. Klamala has been asked to chase all sorts of rangy long passes that were nowhere near to his advantage, and that was no exception. See the passing accuracy stats there. Sydney FC shading that category at the moment. Sanfrecce fans still full of voice for their team, though. Caceres trying to hold off two opponents, and just a bit too much grabbing going on for the referee's liking. Ten minutes of regulation until half-time. Scoreless at Jubilee Stadium. Douglas Vieira, so clever with his use of the head, but he can't bring Marcos Jr. into play. And now Sydney FC trying to vault in the other direction. Clever from Wahim. Now Burgess. Can't find a return ball initially. A kind deflection, though. Caceres. Unceremoniously wrestled to the ground there by Shiji. Quickly retreats back to defence. See there, he latched on, and as soon as he knew he was going to ground, he decided that Caceres may as well come with him. Burgess. Grant, the cutback, can't find a teammate. Nakajima gets it away. And now the counter-attack is on. Douglas Vieira sees movement over on the right. Yusuke Chojima. All about the next pass though for Sanfrecce, and it's right into a nest of Sydney players. Mitsuda back to Chojima. Well, it was a rare promising counter-attack from Sanfrecce Hiroshima, but they just couldn't execute. Chojima, another player who's been starved of game time this season, only the 13 minutes in the league in his 2 appearances, and he just couldn't find the mark with that pass on that occasion. Maybe a bit more fortune here for Nakajima. His through ball down to Redmayne, and there's been a player left prone in the build-up by the challenge. You see a very sore Marcos Jr. there, nursing the back of his leg. Doesn't look like it's an ailment that's going to require treatment, though. He's back to his feet immediately. Now Burgess goes to ground, and the assistant referee sees a free kick and a wide set-piece opportunity for the home side. Another look here at Shiji, who's not afraid to take a handful of jersey when he makes a challenge, and that was the earlier Hayden Matthews bowling over of Marcos Jr. Sydney FC have had an array of set pieces, corners, free kicks from various angles and distance. And now Caceres here has Burgess. Burgess, can he keep it in? Well, he did, but not quite to his team's advantage. Wahim to Segicic, who's offside. Just got trapped offside there as he called for the pass from Anas Wahim. So Segicic has to concede here, and see his left foot and knee there. Yes, straying beyond the defensive line. Certainly arguing his case, but the replay tells its own story. So the long passes have generally sought out Douglas Vieira. You imagine this would be no exception. Oh, Douglas Vieira has been felled with the ball in the air, and the referee says it is a foul against Hayden Matthews. Well, he's holding his face here. I wonder if anything untoward has taken place. 20-year-old centre-back Hayden Matthews is being summoned over by the referee here. Just how serious was it? Grant, and then Matthews, and well, it's the initial contact by Grant perhaps, but it was to the midriff, not to the face.
They give no foul, but they give offside.
Eavesdropping on Ufuk Talay there, who says he didn't give a foul, you didn't give offside. Here's another look. It's Grant with the initial push, and then Matthews just helps him on his way. And the end result is the referee did give a foul. So Fatale in the Sydney dugout is going to watch his team set up for a defensive set piece right here. And it's Makoto Mitsuma who will take it. Mitsuma's free kick. Glancing header, and on one bounce, Andrew Redmayne positioned perfectly to hold on to the ball. Now Sydney FC look to counter. Sanfrecce defence getting back at a sprint, and they're able to set up and face the ball once more. Redmayne left his teammate under pressure there with the pass, but the foul from Ayayama means that Leo Sena is not made to pay for losing possession. We have a second look at that free kick. Courtney Perkins. And possession has been won away. Klimala. Well, a good chance on a tight angle. And the goalkeeper, Osako, makes the save. One slip and Patrick Klimala was away. Able to steal possession and no thoughts of squaring it. He went at an attempt through the keeper's legs there on the tight angle. And Keisuke Osako knew what was coming and just dragged his left foot across to block the shot away. Corner the result. In swinging corner, Osako with a clean plane. Shichi's long ball. Grant up for the header. Ball action foul in midfield from Nakajima. And then a bit of afters here. Some consternation starting to grow in the game. As we see how Leo Sena was ceremoniously bowled over there. Free kick taken quickly. Klimala wrestled to the ground. It's got the fans on their feet at Jubilee Stadium, but the referee does not award a penalty. Leo Sena. Game it really heating up now. Max Burgess. And it's behind for another corner. 2 minutes of regulation to go at the end of the first half, and there's some real spirit. It's been a game played at a high tempo. Was this enough to constitute a foul and a penalty kick? Klimala feeling the contact. Well, perhaps the answer is that he had a handful of jersey of his opponent as well. Caceres trying to find a gap where there wasn't one. Burgess left the ball behind, and it's a hard foul on Shiotani. And Swahim has to leave the scene. Back heel just not quite to the advantage of Wahim, and he's really knocked over Tsukasa Shiotani quite heavily there. Shiotani back up and running, 35 years old. 7 caps for Japan, the most recent of which, though, was a while ago in 2019. What is Michael Skibber thinking on the sidelines? He's got a couple of potential match winners waiting on the bench. Pieros Tiryu, Shunki Higashi. Will they have a role to play in the second half? Wahim just boots the ball forward to no one in particular. And then Keisuke Osako's clearance is even more directionless. Wouldn't have been a player within 10 meters of where it ended up bouncing. And that takes us into 2 additional minutes. At the end of this first half, the speed of the game, the intensity of the game has been excellent, but there have been no goals to show for some enterprising play and a good attacking attitude from both sides. Caceres, big fresh air swing at the ball, but he went and recovered. Wahim, the back heel, not able to catch out the defence. Shiotani over his shoulder. That's a clever pass from Wahim. Segic plays it to Klimala. Klimala. Wahim with the shot, and on one bounce, it is held on to by Osako. And on a slippery night, that could have been a bit more awkward for the goalkeeper than he made it look. That was calm and a good save. So one of 2 additional minutes at the end of the first half ticked by. Maybe one last chance for Sanfrecce here to attack. Shiatani. Marcos Jr. goes to ground. And without too much encouragement, no, not even an appeal for a penalty there. But now a chance for Mitsuma. And the opening goal, it's been missed, would you believe it? Yoshifumi Kashiwa has missed a tap-in at the far post. It is hands-on-head disbelief stuff. It was a great pass through to him from Mitsuda. Able to lose the attention of the defence in a completely unmarked run. Andrew Redmayne has to perhaps take some credit for maybe getting into the peripheral vision of Yoshifumi Kashiwa there, who won't believe he's missed. And it was the last kick of the half, no less. And so Sanfrecce Hiroshima had the best chance at the beginning and the end of the half, and Sydney FC perhaps all the best opportunities to score in between. But a combination of good goalkeeping and profligate finishing means that we get to find an opening goal somehow. And the scoreline is Sydney FC 0, Sanfrecce Hiroshima 0. Welcome back to live pictures from Jubilee Stadium. Steady rain at the beginning of this second half. Sydney FC back out on the pitch. Sanfrecce Hiroshima just starting to find their way out of the tunnel. Scoreless at the break, not for a lack of trying from both teams. Even though it is a heavily rotated Hiroshima lineup, they have definitely taken the game to Sydney FC. No thoughts of sitting back and playing for a draw, at least not after 45 minutes. Arguably the two best chances of the half. And for now, the same 11 appear to be heading back out onto the pitch. Sanfrecce fans, big admirers of their gaffer, Mikael Skibber. There's going to be one substitution, and it is the only player that picked up a booking in that first half, Toshihiro Aoyama, who is coming off, and he is being replaced by Shuto Nakano, 24 years old, first team regular, 35 J-League appearances this season, and 5 goals as well for the 24-year-old. So perhaps a sprightlier presence, replacing the veteran legs of Aoyama at half-time. No changes for Sydney FC. They're going with the same 11, trying to break a 15-game winless run against Japanese opposition. They have never defeated a team from Japan in competitive football. As the second half kicks off in rain at Jubilee Stadium, it is Sydney FC 0, Sanfrecce Hiroshima 0, and this battle for top spot in Group E is back underway with a bit of a shaky pass from Andrew Redmayne straight out of the gate, but Anthony Caceres able to make it work. Confirmation there of the half-time substitution. Shuto Nakano coming on. Another risky pass, and the press from Sanfrecce is asking questions of Sydney FC immediately. Burgess. Segajic knocked off the ball legally. Nakajima now a pass over the top, has too much on it, and that will be goalkeeper's ball. Redmayne's pass intercepted by Shichi. Mikael Skibber very unhappy that his team couldn't capitalise on that giveaway, though. There's Ufuk Tale, the Sydney FC manager. Both have come out dressed differently in the second half, wearing raincoats. In Skibber's case, he's also donned a hat. No thoughts of reaching for an umbrella, though. Grant. Both teams think it's their throw-in, but Sanfrecce get the nod. The other match in this group, Eastern against Kaya Ilolio of the Philippines, doesn't kick off for another 2 hours after this match will be finished. So certainly a case where Eastern will be hoping they can at least get back into a position to get out of the group. Right now, though, these two teams have sole focus on top spot rather than what challenge might be coming from underneath. Shichi, long ball, using his trusty left foot, but can't quite bend it along the touchline to advantage the run there of Kashua, who had that incredible miss at the end of the first half that really should have given Sanfrecce the lead. Long hopeful ball here. Klimala able to bring Segajic into play. And then Wahim body checked, no foul forthcoming. Calmly cleared away by Osako. Matthews, Burgess herring after the ball. He's able to keep it in. Shiatani right on his case though. Marcos Jr. knocked to the ground. And now a foul. Matthews reaching in and not really catching the ball as he legged the much shorter Marcos Jr. Here was Anas Wahim's claim for a foul at the other end. Couldn't quite convince the referee. Popovic's header. Nakano showing what he can do, the halftime sub. Mitsuma goes to ground. Lufukutale showing a turn of speed in the manager's technical area to get the ball back for Sydney FC and have it back live at the feet of Courtney Perkins as quickly as possible. Caceres, what a clever pass that was from Leo Sena. Now Wahim. And Courtney Perkins is claiming that his pass caught a deflection, but the assistant referee doesn't feel the same way. Oh, that was delightful there from Leo Sena, playing the 1-2 back to Anthony Caceres. Jordan Courtney Perkins with a couple of errant passes in the last minute or so, 22-year-old. Matthews with the clearance this time. Burgess protecting the fall of the ball. Caceres. Nakajima fouled him. Another look there at the 18-year-old's work in midfield. He's not afraid of a foul, Nakajima. He's committed a couple tonight. None of them severe enough that the referee has thought about reaching for a card, though. Wahim, clever. Caceres to Burgess. Trying to pass in close quarters, and it was all a little too crowded. Grant. Trying to play the ball around the corner, but couldn't catch the deflection he was hoping for. Up in arms about Sanfrecce trying to steal 5 meters on where the throw-in was being taken. Douglas Vieira. Segicic. Yeah, right up against the effects microphone on that outer side. You can hear the scuff of the ball against the boot. Burgess, flick header. Straight to Shiatani. Popovic. Ball kept in by Grant. Now Segicic pressing, as is Klimala. Did he leave a boot in? Got to play it down for Sanfrecce. Getting up, looking a little sore and sorry. No compulsion from the referee to stop play. Redmayne right back out to the right flank. And Segicic couldn't trap the ball. That's the issue at the moment. Takaki Shichi claiming that his hand was trodden on, I think. Hopefully it hasn't drawn blood. He seems just a little bit hurt, but see here, even though he's favouring that hand, he's still able to take a throw in. Caceres turning into midfield, an aggressive pass. Klimala, now Wahim. Oh, it's off the heels of Klimala, nearly set him away. Marcos Jr. was camped a mile offside. Redmayne came through. ball is cleared to safety by Shichi. Burgess. Turned right into Shiatani. Matthews. Burgess and Grant. Now Caceres. Wheeling around, trying to find a teammate. Leo Sena. Chance for handball from Sena alone. And Caceres commits a foul back in the other direction. This time it's Nakajima winning a free kick. Another look at this incident here where Klimala trod on the hand of the unfortunate Shichi. Nakano coughs up possession, uncharacteristic. Burgess bending it into the area. Klimala! Well, he went for power rather than placement. And the placement of his shot was some 10 rows back in the Sydney FC fans. As soon as he had a chance to shoot, he absolutely uncorked one there, but that boomed away. Some 40 metres later, the ball landed. Pent-up frustration there, perhaps, from Patrick Klimala. He's had a lot of long balls to go and chase tonight that he was never any real chance of hunting down. So to get some service like that, the eyes definitely lit up. Clever back heel here. Now Mitsuda nearly had Marcos Jr. alone in the penalty area. Matthews made the intercept. He was directing traffic, but no one was listening. Long ball from Shichi here. Mitsuda chasing. Redmayne was camped at the edge of his penalty area, and the ball had enough momentum that he didn't need to venture out. Wahim. Great little sidestep. Anas Wahim continues his run. Shiatani doesn't want to be beaten. Wahim can't get the bend on the shot. Easy pickings for Keisuke Osako. It was a great run. He was able to shrug Shiatani in the end, but the right-footed shot just didn't have the placement to really trouble the goalkeeper. Shichi. Marcos Jr. knew he was offside there. He didn't play the ball. Now he's interested. Burgess used his strength. And now a bit of breathing space. Short-lived though it may be. Marcos Jr. Shoulder barged off the ball. Wahim sees a gap and exploits it. It's Anas Wahim. Oh, and he doesn't have the power behind the pass to find Klimala. Starting to come into his own here, though, Anas Wahim. Douglas Vieira, great strength. And now, Sanfrecce are away. Marauding forward through the left flank. And nearly the opening goal, the shot bends wide. Kashua has been the man for chances. But just like the first half, he comes up empty. No thoughts of playing it to a teammate. He saw the opposite post to where he was shooting, and Andrew Redmayne, well, he was left standing, left pointing, and he pointed at a ball that went wide. Yoshifumi Kashua, two big opportunities. Here's Osako venturing out of his penalty area, winning a header away. Burgess. Wahim back to Burgess. It's Max Burgess. Corner kick. The ball caught just enough of a deflection to take it over the bar. Saw the opportunity to break into the penalty area, Burgess. He's confident on either foot. And on that occasion, it was the slight challenge of Sanfrecce Hiroshima that was able to send it over the crossbar. Open game, flowing game, and Mikhail Skibber, not the superstitious type. Often teams won't make a substitution while defending a corner kick. He cares not. He's going to make a double change here. And it's his two Brazilian starters, Douglas Vieira and Marcos Jr., that are making way. And coming on here, Pieros Satiriou and also Mutsuki Kato. Satiriou, who scored against Sydney FC last time the teams met. Marcos Jr. leaves the game without really a great attacking chance of his own. Satiriou, proven scorer of the Cyprus International. Here comes the corner. And now the shot from Caceres. Well, they turned the corner into a shot on target, but Osako has had the answers for more or less everything so far tonight. Satiriou, first touch. Shiotani. Out to Kashua. He's been able to make things happen. He just hasn't had the finishing touch. And now Shichi with the ball in, and Kato scores with his first touch of the game. Mutsuki Kato puts Sanfrecce Hiroshima into a 1-0 lead. And Mikhail Skibber take a bow on the bench. The double change works to perfection, and the visitors go in front. Kashua knew that he had Shichi on the overlap. His left foot is a weapon. It was a brilliant cross. And the body position of Mutsuki Kato, absolutely perfect. So much power behind that header. Absolutely nothing that Andrew Redmayne could do about it. That is some introduction to the game. Kato, 7 J-League goals this season. Hadn't scored in ACL 2 until now. Really excellent work. And Sydney FC, who would have felt as though in the first 15 minutes of the second half they'd been the better team, now they have a Sanfrecce side that could well sit back against them here and look to defend their lead. What is the plan now that a goal has flown in? It's a game that definitely deserved a goal. It's been played at a good tempo, really good standard other than some of the shooting. And it just had that little bit of quality from Kato to break the deadlock. It's been steady rain for the majority of the game and the entirety of this second half. Leo Sena. Burgess in the pocket. Wahim, Burgess. A packed defence to deal with for Sydney. Segicic. And nearly the equaliser. Brilliant save from Osako. He denies Anas Wahim. And the more work he gets, the better Keisuke Osako gets. He's pumped up making the save. Had to be sharp, got his right paw down to the ball. And Anas Wahim can't believe he hasn't scored the equaliser. Short corner, Wahim, straight back to business. Burgess. Max Burgess. Well, the stadium goes up as one, but the referee, Amar Ibrahim Hassan Mahfoud, not interested in giving a penalty. Sydney FC really responding to falling behind now. A great save, a big penalty shout. Grant, and that won't challenge. The game's gone up another level. You be the ref. There's a hand over the shoulder there from Pieros. It was dangerous. Sotiriou, well, he made his feelings clear to Max Burgess, regardless of what his hands were doing. Very aggressive body language towards his fallen opponent. Mikael Skibber, his team with something to defend. Here's another angle of that penalty shout. Oh, that makes it look a little bit less like Sotiriou had a grab on Max Burgess. He was touching him, but maybe nothing too serious or sinister about it. Now Sanfrecce would love a second. Kashua, Shichi, Grant. Sydney FC getting ready to make their first substitution of the game. And it's Adrian Segicic who's coming off, and he's being replaced by an even younger youngster in this Sydney FC squad. A really special moment for Thiago Quintal. He's been a regular in Sydney FC's NPL team and at youth national level as well. He's played for both the Australia under-17 and under-20 team, and now he comes on in the colours of sky blue. Just 18 years old, Thiago Quintal. He's a creative midfielder. Can he make a difference for Sydney FC? There is Quintal. He was a very slight-framed player as a prodigious 15 and 16-year-old, and now at the age of 18 he's perhaps got a bit more size and strength to compete in adult football, so it will be fascinating to see how he goes, especially against a hardened team full of veterans like this Sanfrecce Hiroshima outfit. Here's Matthews with a back pass to Redmayne, who's immediately under pressure from the goal scorer, Mutsuki Kato. Grant, bit of a blind pass, picked off by Nakajima, and the pressure is far from relieved. Kato, can he turn provider? The cross in. A similar move to the one he scored from, but this time whipped away. Quintal challenging in midfield, wants to get involved straight away, and it was nearly a through ball to set the teenager away. Numbers closed ranks for Sanfrecce. Mitsuda made a contest, but Popovic outmarked him. Redmayne, Caceres. No thoughts of slowing down for Sydney FC. They want to keep the tempo high. Draw is a good result for them getting out of the group, but it would leave them needing an almighty favour from either Eastern or Kea Ilolio to end up topping the group. Foul given. Nakano there committing the foul. Bursting run down the right. Caceres, Klimala couldn't take possession of the ball. Well, it was a great pass, but Klimala's first touch not able to rake possession in. Burgess. Caceres. Leosena. Quintal. And now Burgess. Hangs it up for the header, and goalkeeper soaring through Osako, able to defuse the danger.
Double!
Redmayne. Found Quintal. He's straight into the action. Wahim. Bending it back out to the flank where Thiago Quintal is going to show his skill and his movement. Still Quintal! And the equaliser, no! Off the line! Max Burgess, the ball looked like it was going in. And it's fallen kindly into the grasp of Keisuke Osako. The trainers have been called out here because in attempting to force that ball over the line, he was lunged into. It was a great run from Quintal, and right there it looked like there was just enough on the ball to find a way in. Instead, Max Burgess has fouled the goalkeeper after once, twice it bobbled off the top of his head and then eventually ended up falling into his gloves. That's great energy from the substitute, exactly what Sydney FC needed off the bench. Off the head and then into the gloves and safety. And Burgess, you see there, lunging in, committing the foul. Well, there's a reason that in this heavily rotated team, Sanfrecce did not take out their first choice goalkeeper, Keisuke Osako. Two goalkeepers that they do have sitting on the bench, Yudai Tanaka and Goro Kawanami, have played a grand total of no appearances this season. In fact, in Kawanami's case, he hasn't played since 2021. Genuine backup keeper. And they don't seem to be moving too quickly, the spare goalkeepers on the Sanfrecce bench. They are going to sub an outfielder, though. Yusuke Chojima is going to come off here. And coming on is another of the first choice starters for Mikael Skibber's team. Naoto Arai is going to be subbed into the action. So another senior head, 28 years old, 31 league appearances in the J-League this season. And he has an important role to play for the next 20 minutes. As Sanfrecce look to go a perfect 4 wins from 4 in this Group E of ACL 2. Shichi, long ball, too long. There hasn't been a great deal of changing in the enthusiasm of the chanting, whether it was 0-0 or a 1-0 lead, as we see how Burgess was fouled a moment ago. And here is Burgess in possession now. Flimala sends the ball back away from the penalty area. Touch from Quintal, a little bit too slick for some of his teammates. Sotirio, a lone hand up top. 1 against 2. Perkins. Throw-in goes Sydney FC's way. Ufukutale still full of ideas, hoping his team can find an equaliser from somewhere. If the scoreline stays like this, Sydney FC won't be able to win the group. Things a little bit static for Sydney FC at the moment. That's evidenced by Courtney Perkins having no one to throw to. In the end, it is bundled out by Caceres. And just a bit of a flat minute in the game. Referee is right on the case of Keisuke Osako for any time wasting here. 15 minutes of regulation remain. Sydney FC have all of their substitutes warming up, but who is going to get the call as the next player to come on? It looks as though Jaden Kucharski is going to be the man in next. Quintal and Courtney Perkins. Arau. Redmayne. Burgess. Fouled. Wants to restart quickly, but not allowed to. Ufukutale blowing up at the fourth official about Max Burgess being delayed from playing the ball quickly. Shichi. Now Nakajima looking for the run of her eye. Shiatani. Sotirio. Long passing chain around the penalty area for Sanfrecce. Shichi. Kashua. Shiatani. And eventually the ball finds its way out. And that will prompt a substitution for Sydney FC. One of their young guns, Jaden Kucharski, is coming on. And it hasn't quite been Patrick Klamala's night. He leaves the game, and Jaden Kucharski, who had the goal-scoring touch in Sydney's most recent A-League game, the match winner against Brisbane Roar, comes on. 22 years of age. And if he can score here, it would be priceless as far as Sydney FC are concerned. Taken free kick, allowed to happen this time, but it's misdirected and out for a throw-in, so no real benefit.
Good ball!
battle against the touchline between Burgess and Satiriu. Sydney FC get the decision. Grant's throw. There's Douglas Costa watching on, injured and unable to take part tonight. Leo Sena shoved to the ground in shooting range. And there will be a yellow card out of the pocket. Pieros Satiriu, who's come in to this game with a real competitive fire, has been booked. And I think his argument was there was a handball from Leo Sena in the build-up. So even though he wasn't the one who committed the foul, Cato was. It was this protestation that talked his way into the referee's book, just the second player to receive a card in the game. So on a wet, slippery night like this, it's a really dangerous free kick. Keisuke Osako has had the answers for everything Sydney FC have headed, booted, and powered at him so far tonight. That's the scene of the free kick here. And there will be players in blue shirts ready to follow in for any potential parry. Big moment in the game. Is this Sydney's chance to draw level? Free kick taken by Wahim, bent towards Kucharski, and a couple of defensive headers see the ball behind for a corner. Well, it was a cleverly worked set piece, but the composure of the Sanfrecce defence was able to see it away. The initial header from Shichi, and then it just kept moving out. So a corner kick. Burgess's corner. An in-swinger. Grant goes to ground. And not for the first time in this half, Sydney FC are appealing unsuccessfully for a penalty kick. Here's another look. Arai. Did he do anything significant to merit the calling of a penalty? Well, Ryan Grant certainly thought so, but perhaps Naoto Arai just kept his hands off to the extent that he didn't commit a foul. Sydney FC certainly feel differently. Sydney bench getting very fired up at the fourth official. Cleared away by Shiotani. Grant. Bit of grabbing and grappling in midfield. Burgess. Grant sets Kucharski a task. Good first touch. And a good pass. Caceres. Burgess now. A number of defenders to contend with. It only needed one to stop him. Nakajima. And through comes Matthews with solid contact. Time starting to become the friend of Sanfrecce and the enemy of Sydney here. Crossfield pass, Arai in space. He's got runners breaking forward for him, decides to ignore the ball. What a good save by Redmayne. Naoto Arai nearly made it 2-0. And now Sydney FC can counter. The ball stolen away. Kucharski trying to escape Shichi. He's legged. And Shichi, it's just a yellow out of the pocket. He's cramping up as well. And he's really taken one for the team there, committing that foul. The fast break was on. And Takaki Shichi, well, he had absolutely no intention of playing the ball. He knew what he was doing. Here's the shot at the other end. Redmayne at full stretch down to the ball. And there is a reason Arai ignored all his teammates and went on goal, because he had this sort of power behind his left foot. Oh, that's a brilliant camera angle, showing how Redmayne was able to get there just in the nick of time. And now Takaki Shichi is the player, having received treatment for his cramp, is going to get back up here. It looks as though there's a substitute waiting in the wings. He's not a regular, Takaki Shichi. You wouldn't know it from his performance tonight, but he has only played 11 times in the J-League this season. And if indeed it is his number coming up, it looks as though the player waiting to come on is Sho Sasaki, the very experienced veteran skipper of this team. And so the substitution goes through. Sasaki, 35 years old, 15 caps for the Japanese national team. He's on to try and see his team to the finish line. Free kick dealt with, Kato. The Sydney FC defence sprinting back. Sotirio was the only attacker up there with him, and the pass never arrived. And gaps might open up the more desperate Sydney FC get in their search for an equaliser. Sydney FC have a triple substitution ready to go. They're all milling about near the fourth official for now. Not coming on at this phase of play. Courtney Perkins down the line. Popovic. Arai. Burgess. Leo Sena grabbed, foul, a quick restart, no time to waste. Wahim. Courtney Perkins. Quintal. Sydney FC not able to make progress. Trapped over on the left wing. Who's going to break the game open for them here? Leo Sena, he might be the man. A clever pass. Burgess now. And both Kucharski and Courtney Perkins saw the pass roll agonizingly beyond them. And a triple substitution incoming. Anas Wahim making way for Marin France. Ryan Grant will be coming off here for Will Kennedy. And the other player coming on is going to be Joel King. And he is replacing Jordan Courtney Perkins. So fresh legs and some young tyros out of the Sydney FC Academy are given their chance here. 3 minutes left to try and find an equaliser. Otherwise, as things stand, Sanfrecce Hiroshima will move to 12 points and leave Sydney FC on 6. And due to the superior head-to-head record, it means that Sydney FC will be unable to finish ahead of them in the group. Ufukutale has decided that youth might be the answer to try and grab a late equaliser. Sasaki. Well, he held off Kucharski. Kucharski thought he was hit with an arm across the face. Let's have a look. There was a trailing finger or two. Quintal. Well, only made it as far as Matsumoto. Kennedy throwing his weight about. And he has committed a foul. Will Kennedy, 19 years old, and well, he just kept running there and left a boot in on Sho Sasaki. King, defensive header was a little dangerous, nearly played through Sotirio across his own defensive penalty area. Fans in the background, so close to a full-time celebration. France did well to extract the ball. Leosena went direct. Quintal, Burgess. The ball will keep moving. Marin France. Well, the touch was a little loose, but the ball booted away down near the corner flag, but only a throw. Burgess. King to Caceres. Burgess. Caceres again. We've ticked into 6 additional minutes at the end of the second half. And that cross from Burgess posing minimal threat to Keisuke Osako. So plenty of stoppage time here for Sydney FC, but at 1-0 down, Sanfrecce, they are looking strong at the moment. Sydney FC are going to try to throw everything at them, but can they create one more great chance to score? Caceres. Fouled. He's now wearing a captain's armband as well after Brian Grant left the game. France showing good close control. King, Caceres. Leosena. Ball out into space for Caceres here. Can he find a teammate with the cross? The header was good from Sasaki and then booted away. And now Sotirio, was he grabbed? He was. Yellow card. Alexander Popovic into the book. It might be immaterial at this late stage of the night. He did stop Sotirio breaking away. Here's another look. I think he knew that as soon as the ball was out into space that Sotirio needed to be impeded. So Popovic picks up Sydney FC's first yellow card of the game right at the end of the night. Cato. No thoughts of going to the corner. Leosena holds off the challengers. Quintal. Great control against the line from Thiago Quintal. Kucharski. Nearly the 1-2 with Burgess. Intercepted by Sasaki. And Sotirio was coming back from an offside position. Long ball from Popovic. Kucharski's header. And a good defensive header back to the goalkeeper coming in from Shiatani. Half of the 6 additional minutes have expired. Fans braving the rain, but perhaps going to be left disappointed if they're supporting the home team. They've only got seconds left to play with. Redmayne, long and direct. Second ball for Burgess. Touched on by King. Burgess in a 1-on-3. Free kick coming up in a dangerous position. He did well to protect the ball there, Max Burgess. You see a grab here, a grab there, and too much for the referee to ignore. A free kick on an acute angle. Andrew Redmayne told, no, don't come up, stay back on your line. We saw one cleverly worked free kick earlier in the half from this sort of distance. Will we have a direct shot, or does Sydney FC have one last plan to try and find a goal? Leo Sainer touches it to Burgess, and now the shot from Caceres was always rising high and wide. Had hopes of the top right corner, but not close in the end. And that angle perhaps shows you just how far away it was. And that takes us into the final minute of 6 additional. Sanfrecce Hiroshima 60 seconds away from preserving their perfect record in ACL 2. Kashiwa. Kato. Goes to ground. No foul. Caceres still running with the ball. One last hurrah for Sydney FC. Joel King making width on the left. Cuts it back to Caceres. Quintal. King. A shallow touch from Kaczarski. And a foul for Soteriou, and that might do it. Stoppage time expires, and Piero Soteriou did well to intercept the pass and win a free kick. And Keisuke Osako, who's been so responsible for this clean sheet holding up, is going to take the restart. Here's another look at how Soteriou was fouled. We've gone beyond the additional 6 minutes. Ball down the wrong end as far as Sydney FC are concerned. Sanfrecce Hiroshima stay perfect in ACL 2. And they beat Sydney FC home and away to ensure they will go through the group with 2 games to spare. An inspired double substitution from Mikael Skibber led to a goal almost instantly, and Sydney FC, for all their efforts, were unable to breach the net of Keisuke Osako. A heavily rotated team from the German coach, but he's found a way to save the legs of his players and emerge with 3 precious points. Shichi had the assist, but Fuktale leaves frustrated. He knows his team will have to get the most out of their remaining 2 games. Sanfrecce leave winners. Sydney FC 0, Sanfrecce Hiroshima 1.